Yo.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Happy day.
What's going on, people?
So glad you're with Hate.
So I just listened to this clip on the Vivek and Bill Maher podcast.
Okay.
Vivek said, I watch for yourself. But this is a great, I just did this little segment because I thought this was important. Everybody need to hear this part if y'all haven't listened to it already. But listen to what he's saying.
Okay.
This is a great conversation what they were asking him. And then, Bill Maher, I ain't gonna lie to you, he was kind of on, he's not on Vivek's head, but Bill Maher has some of the questions that Vivek may not be ready for. But it's a good entire interview, but I'm only showing y'all this part.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna say, I just want to see what you.
I have really just been zoomed into Trump news.
Said you ain't paying attention at all.
Not to these types.
Trump was saying on a given day in 2016.
Not a given day.
Really.
That was replayed a zillion times because he was impeached over this.
I think the impeachment, though, I can talk about. I mean, the impeachment was on a flawed basis. I mean, that's a hard reason we now understand. But here's the problem right now. We are still spending, and this is why I'm in this race. We have spent literally 7 years now relitigating and rehashing that series of events that, whatever they are, is not going to change.
Well, yes,
and I think that's what's wrong with this election right now as well.
Well, that's the nature of justice. When people commit crimes, if they're not punished for it, then they tend to commit the crimes again. So the fact that we're still talking about it, yes, he's got
I think these indictments are deeply politicized. I think they're a bad idea for the future of the country.
Well, let's just talk about the one that matters, the one where he tried to overthrow the United States government. You don't think that...
You're talking about the third one from Jack Smith.
I'm talking about...
the Jack Smith indictment.
Absolutely.
So I believe that I would have made very different judgments than Trump made that day. But Trump expressing his view on the outcome of the election, even knowingly telling a lie, is not unconstitutional.
Great.
It's not a legal violation.
So
Alvarez, a case which 2012,
but he didn't just,
famously said politicians can have a First Amendment right to lie. And Jack Smith's indictment acknowledges that, which is the interesting part about this.
Okay. But this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about things like putting up fake electors. That's not just words. They did that. A slate of fake electors. We're talking about a guy on tape saying, this is the one that came down the other day about Georgia, a guy on tape saying, I need you to find me 11,780 more votes. Now...
Okay, let's talk about that statement. Mm-hmm. Is that literal?
When he said that, I was curious to know when he really...
Was that literal?
Right.
Or like, okay, guys, come on now. I need 12
votes.
Right. I need 12,000 more votes. Where they at? Find them.
Versus somebody saying, you need to go out and get 11 today.
Exactly. And that's what they're saying. Those words cannot be used against him.
Right.
No. Okay, I'm not going to get on the January 6th type of vibe because I don't necessarily agree with wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
That alone, if I just had that, wouldn't that be a case? I need you to find me, he's saying
and they didn't do it, right?
But that, I tried to rob a bank the other day and I didn't get the money.
What law, here's where I'm at. Not every bad judgment or every bad act is a crime.
Oh my God.
What law did that violate?
He's the president.
What law did that violate?
Probably the oath of office that he took when he would defend the United States.
That's not more essential. George Bush violated the oath of office.
What is more
when he sent troops to Iraq? This is why we vote people out. That's how elections work.
I know, but
so I think that's the fundamental difference in how we do things in the United States, where you're taking deeply held judgments that you disagree with. Great, go to the ballot box, vote. That's how we do things in the United States of America.
Which is exactly what he's on trial for. One of the counts is
I think it's
cheating people out of their vote.
The question is, what's best for the country at this point in time?
Well,
and I do not think that in the middle of an election.
Well, the first thing we can decide. I agree with you that.
And look at the timing of this indictment.
I agree with you that it may prove that we may look back on this and say, because the indictments only make Trump stronger. He's like a rapper. The more times he gets arrested, the more street cred he has. And I think.
Is that what
Trump out there like this.
Oh my gosh, his analogy. Oh my God, I like Vivek how he's handling him though.
Yeah, it's a good interview.
Yeah.
That's a good interview.
You know, the idea that Republicans don't like him because they love that he's the porn stars, they love that he was fucking porn stars. They love to be fucking porn stars.
I forgot Bill Maher has a look language. Bill Maher don't care for God.
Who cares
and
about his personal life
he
prior
like
to his
cut up.
marriage? That's, I mean, whatever. I don't even know if he was married when he was doing all that, but please,
Yeah.
please, let's not get on the presidents and their personal lives.
Gay porn stars, but still.
I think Bill.
He said, did you hear what he said about Republicans?
They love that the porn stars, they love that he was fucking porn stars. They love to be fucking porn stars, Republicans. Gay porn stars, but still.
I think, Bill, to really understand what's going on in the country, we have, first of all, right now, on one hand, the son of a U.S. president collecting multi-million-dollar bribes.
Talk about that.
From foreign countries that president is now arguably making good on in different ways.
Okay.
And on the other hand, we have
yes, I mean that's true.
Sitting a former president of the United States that currently, by the way, it would be a lot easier for me if Trump were eliminated, by the way. And some of the recent polls this week, I'm in second. Polling averages, I'm in third. It would be a lot easier for me if Trump were out of the way. I don't want to win this election by seeing a political opponent eliminated by the federal police state. I think that is a disastrous precedent to set in this country.
Unless he committed crimes that police
Bill,
should be apprehending him for.
So let's get, if you want to get into the details on this, let's get into the details. Let's talk about the Espionage Act, which he's being charged under. That is the most un-American law in our history.
Not in this.
It's been used to lock up anti-war activists.
Okay, I'm
hundreds
not sure that is what he's being tried under.
For the second indictment, it is the Espionage Act that he's charged under for the documents case. Taking the documents.
The documents. Okay, you
case.
switched the cards there.
Wait, so many indictments. There's 4 of them at the exact same time. What's going on? It's not about the crime.
If it was up to
about
me,
eliminating the man.
I wish they hadn't brought the Stormy Daniels one. I wish they hadn't even brought the. I mean, he's guilty of all these things, of course.
He said it's not about the crime; it's about eliminating the man.
Correct.
Of course. Yeah,
Let's just stop at the Stormy Daniels one.
So Bill Maher, if I'm not mistaken, Bill Maher he must be independent because Bill Maher don't care for the
either side,
red side or.
No vote, no voice. I don't care who you are.
You're right.
So why do you even have an opinion?
I'm the same way the opinion don't count.
Yeah, why do you even have an opinion? Why do you even have a say-so? You're not going to do anything about it. Those are the people that really frustrate me.
And they have, and they be the people that usually have the most to say.
They complain. They're going to say all this and that, and yet still, but I'm not going to vote. Pointless. Pointless.
Usually, people that have the least amount of output have the biggest voices.
Oh my gosh.
The documents.
He's not guilty of anything in the Stormy Daniels ones. You want to know why? You're a smart guy. Let me just explain this.
I don't care about that
Bill,
one. I never cared
about that one, but it relates to the ones that followed because it's evidence that there's something else going on here. So you will agree with me on this one, okay? You say he's guilty of it. Well, let me just.
And see, Bill Maher, you need to listen and get all the facts, not just what you want to hear and perseverate on that little narrow, straight, path that you're looking at, and you want to state these claims. Listen from the holistic standpoint, because it's. Like he said, it's a trail here. They're leaving a trail.
Just test you on this for a second. See how you feel. They said that the crime there was that he should have used campaign funds to pay hush money to the porn star. You know what? If he had used campaign funds to pay hush money, that actually would have been more of a crime than not doing it. Right?
Exactly.
I did a whole thing on this.
Okay, so I missed that. I'm sorry.
I'm pre with
You're pre with me on it, so I don't need to preach to the choir on it.
Right, no, exactly.
But the point is, if there's 4 of these separate things coming right at the same time, smack dab in the middle of an election.
Come on.
Because it happened. It's like they made it up.
But Bill, I just told you they made this one up. They literally made this one up.
They certainly did not make up, excuse me, they certainly did not make up the idea that he tried every single possible way to steal that election. He tried it.
I was talking about the first one, though. They made that was literally made up indictment.
Well, I'm talking about the one that's important, and you know what's important. He tried it through pressuring Mike Pence, who was doing something in a very ceremonial role to pretend that he could change the vote. The fake electors. He pressured the secretaries of state and the legislatures. They talked about bringing out the military. They talked about seizing voting machines. This country has done one thing that was more amazing than any other. They've done many amazing things, but to me, the jewel in our crown, the peaceful transference of power. So many countries cannot get this right.
Yes.
We were one of the few who could get it right. And one guy, your boyfriend Donald Trump,
Oh, come on.
broke this and fucked
don't
it.
give me
That's
the boyfriend
exactly
stuff. Come
what,
on. I'm running against him in this race, okay?
I think
I'm
you're
saying
running
this-
to be his vice president.
Well,
Y'all listen to this.
I'm glad you smoked that view out. I've already said, and I'll say it again, I'm not going to work for any
So
administration.
you would
There
say
y'all
no
go.
to
Yeah, I would say no.
You would say no to the vice presidency if Donald Trump offered it to you?
I don't do well in a number 2 role. I just don't.
To start, you're 38.
I don't do well in. I haven't been in a number 2 role in a long time.
You need to
There y'all-
rethink that, though.
There y'all-
Rethink that, though.
Listen, y'all. He just answered the question on people were saying about Vivek for VP. I don't know. I think the man is pretty firm in who he is, and just what he said. I don't think he would run it for VP. He said it firmly. I wouldn't do it. I don't feel like he's the guy that's gonna be like, "Oh, I thought about it. I think I will." I don't think so. I think he's pretty firm on who he is. So he just said it. He is not. He's only going for the number 1 spot. He's not going for number 2.
Man, that sucks. Because that would give him a great way to get in there and get polished and, maneuver, and him and Trump, could be a great team.
Yeah.
And he's
right.
really giving you a lot of facts. Bill Maher, please, stole the presidency. What happened to him? What did Hillary do in regards to that whole lie she made up? Complete lie. Complete lie. Come on, please.
I think there's a lot of ways to change this country.
Wow.
And each person has to look in the mirror and ask themselves, how do you have the maximal impact you can? So I do it through the private sector. I've written 3 books in the last 2 years. I've started businesses. That's what I would
only go right to the top, or
Well, to me, it's not a hierarchy. It's not about a top.
Well, it is.
It's about
You're
where am I
saying
going to
you-
have
you-
the most impact?
you will
is the question.
literally not be the
I like that.
second most powerful person in the world.
If power were my currency and probability adjusting my power calculus, yeah, of course you would take it. But if the question is actually how am I using my God-given talents to have a maximal positive impact on a country that has given me so much, being in that vice president role wouldn't be it.
Wow.
There y'all go.
But I don't know. I can't necessarily say I agree. You
There
can
you
definitely
go.
have so much power as the number 2 guy.
Well, it's been said that he is not going for VP. So everybody can go ahead and put that behind him. He's only running straight at Trump from, his way a little more charismatic how he's doing it. And, but he's only running directly at Trump.
So who do you think would be another?
I don't hear nobody else. You don't hear from DeSantis. You don't know what he got going on. And then, I don't know, Kerry Lakes,
Well, DeSantis, he number 2.
Is he?
Well, him and Vivek kind of go back and forth, but it's the pendulum swings between him and Vivek.
Okay.
Some polls were saying DeSantis was up. The other polls were saying Vivek was up. Now they're saying they're tied. So they're second place together right now.
I don't know why they even tied, because if you could see the fruit of what Vivek is doing across the country. I don't see DeSantis. And if it does, it's hush, it's quiet. It's not really broadcast loudly like that. But that's what I wanted to show y'all, man. Everybody was saying Vivek, even myself, it's not going to happen. He only won the first spot. So
I wonder if he'll change his mind before it's time.
I don't think so.
That sucks.
Y'all heard it.
Now I got to recalculate in my mind and start looking at some of these other candidates for a VP.
Yep.
Oh, man.
All right.
All
like,
right.
comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive. Comment down in the section below.
You
If
want some more?
Gotta go.
See you in the next video, guys.
Bye.